That's pretty much how every single level I made came about. I just saw something in the real world and thought, that's an interesting shape. I'll make that when I get home. Hi there, this is unscripted and is a bit of a special, taking a little break from the usual videos, and I wanted to show you something I thought was a little special and gives me a chance to speak in my non-presenter voice. So a little more natural, which is nice. What you're seeing here are some levels I made when I was 13 years old, and I'm playing them now, 20 years later, about 6 or 7 in total. And I thought this was a good opportunity to show off Brutal Doom, as it is just such a good mod. And as you can see, it makes my levels, even the simple starting area here, just look amazing with all the explosions. And this shotgun here is just absolutely brilliant. It's so meaty. Oh, I hate using that word meaty, by the way. I hate hearing other people describe it as meaty. Let's keep the food and drink out of description terms. Anyway, that's just me being nitpicky. So yeah, what you're watching is the first in what I called Doom Story.wad. It was my attempt to kind of make some kind of story progression in Doom. So each level kind of starts one after the other. It's not like random levels put together. Each one starts and finishes, and then you go into the next one. There's my teleporter. Thought I'd make teleporters a little bit more of a room rather than just a little pad. God, I love that shotgun. So yeah, I started making Doom levels when I was probably 12. And I like everyone else, I just started faffing around, doing whatever I could. No training, no learning on the internet. I didn't have the internet. I just literally tried and using the construction kit. It was called Doom Construction Kit. That's the one I used. I got it on a magazine front cover. No, wait, no, I actually bought it. I bought it as an actual big box game. And it basically showed Doom, but looking amazing. And then when you get it, it didn't have anything amazing in it. It just said, you got to do it yourself. So I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. So I used to come home after high school and just make levels. Well, no, I should have been outside a bit more, probably. Although when you suffer hay fever, you don't mind being stuck inside during the summer. So... God, I love that shotgun. I'm probably going to say that a lot. I love that shotgun. He's absolutely nailed it, the Sergeant Mark IV guy. He really gets how to make a nice, satisfying gun. And the sound of each shot and the sound of the impact on enemies. Like, you know. And I love what he's done with those exploding barrels. So yeah, this will take you and have a look at all the guns he's done in Brutal Doom. And there's a special one coming up now, which I didn't even know he added, but it's like a submachine gun. I think it was part of the original Doom lore that there was a submachine gun, and I think it's even the one pictured on the front of the box. So I thought, alright, fine, we'll leave that in. Can't believe I let myself get hit by that guy. Yeah, so these levels I'm playing for the first time for so many years. I think, I mean, I was surprising myself. This is me playing my levels I made like 20 years ago. And it's just so cool to play something you haven't seen for years and kind of surprise yourself. It's like, oh wow, I thought about that, eh? And yeah, the levels are basic compared to, you know, the best you can find, but I was just a 13-year-old on my own. No idea there was a big community, or if there even was a community at the time. Obviously there was, but now the internet's exploded it. And I just wish I got these levels out, and I don't know, maybe they were better than most of the ones during the time there. These first ones I'll just mention weren't the best. The best ones, I definitely, you can see how I get better and better as each level goes on. The better ones are the last couple of levels I make. I started actually understanding architecture at that point, which I think any good level designer will tell you. probably should start with that. Start with understanding how things are built, rather than just making weird, almost abstract shapes. So this is the end of the first level, and then there's a bit of a twist when the next one starts, because it sticks you right back where you were. Which anyone who didn't make the level, which probably no one played other than me, would have been thinking, oh, what's going on? That secret on the right, you just go up there and you get a health potion instead of a soul sphere. So then you throw them back in and it's like, what's going on? And then there's these stairs. Why is there these stairs now open? Dun da da! It's only a big old evil castle that's teleported in. At least that's what I was going for. And my god, I love what he's done with the chain gun. It's just... I think it's the most satisfying chain gun in any game. Like, as a mod, it should just be counted as a standalone awesome game. In fact, the gold version, that's what this is. This is the gold version, which came out almost a year ago. I think it was late last year, 2019. He officially launched it as a gold version, so that was it. He's finished with it. And honestly, if you haven't played Doom with Brutal Doom, you've just got to try it. You will be blown away at how good it is. And I think the guys at id must have played Brutal Doom, the mod. They must have. I haven't read anywhere that says they did, but in the Brutal Doom mod, you can rip and tear. Literally, you can smash the demons up to pieces using a special function. I don't actually use that in this playthrough, but they must have seen this mod and gone, "Wow, that's a good idea!" Like literally ripping and tearing these demons apart. Someone can correct me on that, I'm sure. So this room is a big teleporter room. That big thing in the middle is supposed to be the teleporter machine. You know, it looks pretty basic, but at the time I was pretty chuffed with what I'd managed to make. So you upset all the baddies when you fire. There's a little box somewhere in the top corner which lets them all hear you, and then they'll start running in, spawning through from a secret monster closet somewhere. Little thing is, there's a little room on the right hand side which if you actually run in, you can flick the switch and close the teleporter down, and it stops them. It would stop the monsters getting in. Which, looking at it now, as someone who knows a lot more about level design, and if you tried now, we could make way better levels. I should have introduced that as like a common theme. I should have just said, hey, there's this teleporter function, and you'll see this big blue rotating thing, and if you ever see that, try and find the place where you can shut it down before all these monsters break loose. You could have big ones, small ones, hide them in different areas. So that would have been a neat gameplay mechanic. So you could just make each level ludicrously hard if you don't figure that out, that switching the switches knocks them off. And this is like the power generator room, which was supposed to be the power room of this weird castle that teleports in. I don't know why I had this fixation on having an evil castle teleporting in to like a military base. I'm sure strategically it's not wise to do that. If any zombie commanders, evil demon commanding lords are, you know, planning on invading Earth, probably not teleport an entire castle into a hostile environment. What do I know? I'm not an evil leader of demon hordes. They can do their own strategy. What the hell am I talking about? I think growing up playing Doom makes you think a little weird sometimes. Oh yeah, there's a hand grenade as well. I don't know if I used that in this either. I was trying to just stick to the regular guns in Doom, because already having the new guns changes the balance. But actually, I'm so happy that the Brutal Doom mod just really doesn't mess up old levels I've made. It doesn't make them overly hard or overly easy. It actually keeps them quite well balanced. And he's added extra things like smashing lights, which is great. Even modern games, modern first-person shooters don't let you shoot lights out. That's, well, that's another discussion. Yeah, I don't know why I stuck a yellow key in the middle. Some kind of challenge. Something to do rather than shooting people. Yeah, what I tried to do with these levels as well, so it's called story wide, and it's supposed to be 2 parts. So the first part is you're in the military base, sort of fighting your way out, and then you end up traversing into hell. You know, similar to the story of Doom, but this is actually level 18. I built the levels over maps 17 to 22 because 2 reasons. One, there's an intermission that comes up after about level 20 something, and that's the good cue for then taking it into the hellish areas. And also the music. I didn't know if you could rebind the music that played in each level. It was, you know, something I didn't really bother looking into. So I just thought, oh well, I'll start my levels sort of midway and just use the ID lev number cheat and just skip to my level that I liked. And I like this bit. This is a nice idea of just having you drop down into a big pool of big acid vat, and that's where the level ends. And as you'll see, it'll start off again right there. And it allowed me to do something different with the floor, which I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise if I didn't quit the level and start again. Because now, when you move off, if you're brave enough, it then starts filling up. And this map I quite like. Maybe from a level design point of view, it might be one of my better ones. Just because it uses a nice little back and forth system, and you get familiar with the surroundings, things to come back for. And it's a little bit challenging as well, where unlike other levels that might just be the enemies are your challenge, but this one the environment's your challenge. Again, 13-year-old, just thinking about what he can make. And I think this structure in front of you, I just saw was like an old sewer works somewhere where I lived in the northeast of England, and I just thought, oh, this looks interesting, I'll make that. And that's pretty much how every single level I made came about. I just saw something in the real world and thought, that's an interesting shape. I'll make that when I get home. And I think that's probably the story for a lot of level designers. They'll just see something that looks really cool and think, I want to make that in 3D. Or in my case, in 1998, 99, it was just make it in Doom 2D editor. I love that shotgun. Don't ask where that enemy came from. I have no idea. It carries an axe though. This area is supposed to represent high school. Like the science labs in my old high school. I just thought it wouldn't be cool if we had like some classroom style things. This has absolutely nothing to do with intentions of going to school and shooting people, if any Americans are watching. All that nonsense hadn't happened yet, I don't think. I shouldn't have made that political. So anyway, yeah. You make levels based on what you're familiar with, and at this time I was familiar with high school and science labs, and I was really into science as well. I loved my science classes. I did every single science possible I could, and ending up doing physics at A level, which I pretty much screwed up because I was playing too many video games, if I'm really honest. Still passed, just not very well. In fact, there's a room coming up where I kind of arrange it like the demons giving a lesson to all the lesser demons. It's almost like a joke, but it actually made a pretty good moment. Actually, it's coming up here, so I even put a backpack on the left-hand side there, because you know, school backpacks. The idea is you get this guy to start a fuss. He's like the bully of the classroom, isn't he? Screw him up with everyone else's education time. And I don't know why this other demon doesn't react. He's already been hit, and for some reason he just doesn't react and he just gets splattered. This guy's smarter though, he fights back. I was pretty chuffed with this room because it actually is a pretty good representation of how the layout of the room was. And it's even got the little storage rooms behind the monitors. I do love that they added the kick. It's very Duke Nukem, but it fits so well in Doom. So yeah, these levels are so basic, but it was... I don't know, when you're that young, just trying to make anything that looks good, I think you just keep doing stuff. You just try, attempt, see what looks nice, and you just build on it. If there's any level designers out there, you just start from very small beginnings and just keep learning a little bit extra and go, oh, that's cool, I'll do that next time, that's cool, I'll do that next time. Yeah, so this is the backtracking element of this one. So there's kind of three main areas interlinked by this area. Interlinked. Oh, you know which film I've just watched. And yeah, little medpack station. I wonder if Half-Life had come out yet, and I'd got that idea from Half-Life. 1999, could have been. Yeah, I made these in 98 and 99, so... And yeah, that section earlier was like, I liked with the little security guards that pop out. I should have done that a lot more with things that open up when you walk through them. I underutilized that. I think I even tried making levels where the doors were automatic, so it was a bit like Quake. You just walk up to them and they would open automatically. But it meant drawing so many lines in the grid that you would use. That shotgunner was awesome. He got up after being blasted down, shot me. That's part of the Brutal Doom advanced AI mod there. They can actually get up again after being knocked down, which again is brilliant. Like, so many games don't do that. Modern 3D first-person shooters, like being able to knock an enemy down that then gets up, or any other kind of pain state, or flinching, stagger, stun lock, whatever you want to call it. Too many games don't do it. And don't even get me started on Fortnite. Give me a like if you don't like numbers popping out of enemies when you shoot them. Again, I just... Call me a purist or whatever, I turn that stuff straight off. It's not immersive in my view. But if it's that kind of game, RPG style game, then fine, go for it. But, like, not a fan. One more surprise. So yeah, I like that room. Gets you 3 times. There's the map. Lovely brown map. And it was nice recently to play John Romero's Sigil, his extra chapter that he released last year. It's nice to see the old guys still making games in an engine that's still fun today. Like, should never be overestimated. No, overestimated? Underestimated. Should never be underestimated how good Doom really was. Obviously I'm playing here with GZ Doom with mouse look support, but the core is still there. It's the same level, structure, design. They've not messed around with that. Although Doom 64 apparently managed to get some kind of fake out walking over the same levels. I don't know if they're using teleporting or something, I don't know. Still love that shotgun. And then this is the end of the level. This is the last room of the level. And it's a little tight door here, which, if you remember from the start, you can go and get that soul sphere if you're up to it. Yeah, that map that you see, I don't know if anyone's edited Doom levels who's listening, but that map, the editor I used, which was called Doom Construction Kit, I think, it was basically just the map, but it's like black background with blue and white wireframe, and you just drag out squares and just tell those squares what they are and the height. And I really enjoyed it. I just felt it brilliant to start with a map like that. And when I tried things like the build engine editor, which had like a 3D view, I don't know why I just couldn't get used to it. I think I was so used to using 2D map editors that I couldn't be bothered by that time to start learning a new thing. Probably I had some exams and coursework at school I needed to do as well, so... Yeah, that's a lovely messy room with kind of hidden red key in all the blood. And then you get the plasma rifle. One thing I will say about Brutal Doom's mod, I don't like the angle that they did with this plasma rifle. I think they should have left it as it was. Too pointy. It's too pointy. So, I don't know if anyone agrees, but every other gun I think he pretty much improved on. And he got rid of the original sound as well, which I love. I think I just love everything about the original plasma gun. That funny noise it makes. Oh yeah, die. I wrote die in the wall. Because, you know, why not? It's just lots of little floors moved up and down with a different wall texture in front of each other. So yeah, all these monsters were chowing down on unfortunate marines and whatnot. It's nasty looking now. Yeah, so I didn't pick up that megasphere because I only pick them up if I'm really about to die, sort of thing. So now we're here in a very underpopulated, geometry-wise section where I just had the idea of, hey, it would be good to put some smashed up old wooden houses. Just have the Barons of Hell responsible for that. That rocket launcher is brilliant. I just love the impact and the feeling that he manages to get out of 2D sprites. It's just brilliant. So here we go, this is ominous. Always be worried when you get loads of ammo. Dual wield plasma guns, yes please. Didn't even know that could happen until I played this run through. Should probably mention I'm not actually playing right now. I'm just talking over when I played through, because there's no way I could play and narrate at the same time. I'll just die over and over. So originally you'd take on these two cyber demons with just one plasma rifle, and it took forever. Like, seriously, the original health bars of these cyber demons was huge. So you'd be here for a good 5 minutes just shooting, strafing. But I think in Brutal Doom, either the plasma gun does a lot more damage. Obviously, with two of them, it helps. But I also suspect maybe the cyber demon's health is a bit low. But anyway, it's the same effect either way. So this area, it was just a big showdown area. Like, hey, I'm stepping up the difficulty time. And one thing I'm happy to report is that 13-year-old me was pretty good at slowly ramping up the difficulty curve, slowly introducing the weapons and making it slightly harder. I didn't just throw in massive enemies right at the start and just say, hey, deal with that. So it was really tried to be like a little game in itself, like progressing from the start to finish with a little bit of a story. And the 3 doors here with the barrels in front, that was to stop you from just running past those cyber demons. Because I know that's a... no speedrunners will be happy to hear me say this, but you know, it's not the right way. Running past your enemies. You've got to kill everything. You must kill everything. If you don't get 100% kills, then you haven't finished the game, son. Oh, I like this room. Let's watch. Yeah, I kind of shocked myself there. I didn't expect that to happen. So this is why I like this, because I'm playing it so many years later. I just don't remember what it is I set up for myself. And I just thought that was like, oh, unsuspecting enemy. Let's just go get up close, maybe use the chainsaw on him, and then bang, you're just in a tiny room full of enemies. Really made me jump. So I don't know, is that an achievement? Getting 20 years younger self to make you jump? I haven't used that BFG. That's alright, I just collected it. Sorry, it's a really hot day today and I'm just like so tired of every day. And you know, we're still kind of under lockdown with the COVID-19 virus. So don't get out as much. That's why I'm not making the regular episodes either of Guns and Games, just because it's so much mental effort. Boom. Fantastic job with the BFG as well. Oh, he really nails what made the BFG sound and look and feel so good. Just took the best elements of every game there. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so this is just an intermission because the regular episodes, they take a lot of effort, a lot of concentration, cutting and editing videos. So that's why I'm taking a break during these hot months. And now we finally get the super shotgun. And I waited a long time to give the super shotgun because I found that if you got it, it was pretty much the go-to weapon. You'd use it over and over and over and you kind of forget about the other guns. So I wanted to make sure you got it later on in this little level progression. So that's why you get the BFG before the double barrel shotgun. Hey, some lifts that don't work. So this section's supposed to be like a barracks of some sort. Kinda looks like an office with the lift and the chairs around, but it's supposed to be like a military accommodation, I guess. So you'll see on each of these rooms, there's a little surprise in each room. But this bit's tough actually, having all those Cybertrons. Is that what they're called? Cybertrons? Arachnotrons! Cybertron's something from Transformers, isn't it? So yeah, I like the fact I was starting to get a little bit more mature in my not level design, but the features of levels. So I tried to make it a little bit more reflective of the real world. You know, little beds there. I wonder how many people who made Doom levels made little beds and little armchairs. It's just so fun opening these rooms and splattering them. He's obviously the more senior guy. He's got a nicer room, a little computer thing. You know, zombies have to have private time too. They've got to have a little time to read a book and, you know, enjoy some of the more finer things in life as well as, you know, eating brains all day and running amok. Oh yeah, you can fire off each barrel now in this mod, which is a really good thing. You'll notice in almost every single shotgun review, I'm pretty much giving an extra point if they've added an alternate fire, even if that is just the ability to fire off individual barrels rather than all barrels at once, because it just adds so much to gameplay. You can get a nice rhythm going. And don't get me wrong, the original super shotgun is amazing in Doom, but definitely helps to be able to fire off each round. God, I just love that minigun. I love how it just, if you want to, you can just keep shooting the same enemy. The destructible parts, like he just starts disintegrating piece by piece, arm by limb by limb. Again, modern shooters don't do this. Yeah, they look real pretty. Amazing, mostly amazing animation as well now. But I think they just don't have time to put all the effort into making enemies really, really dynamic. And that saddens me. If I ever do make a first-person shooter of my own, if, you know, any game developer, designer out there probably has this thought: if I win the lottery, I'm going to start my own company and we're going to make X game with XYZ function, and we'll spend 3 years doing it and we'll blow all the millions of the lottery money. Oh yeah, Demon got in there, he was eating one of those guys. Oh yeah, purpose, giving purpose to enemies as well. That was something in my university degree that I focused heavily on. So even as a 13-year-old, I was giving my enemies little bits of purpose. Like, why was that monster in there? Oh, well, he just got loose. He'd been eating some marine. That's why he was in there. He wasn't just walking around or waiting for nothing. So, yeah. Not that you need much purpose for enemies. Like, you know, he's just sitting there. He can't be enjoying himself sitting there. Unless that's where he sleeps. Maybe that Caco Demon just really loves sleeping in a little box. And we rudely awaken him. Maybe he was fed up, you know? Like, you know what, all this invasion, smashing up humanity. I just like to sit in a box and have a little nap. Little time myself. I'll sit on this yellow key, you know. So if anyone asks, I'll just say I'm guarding this. I'll sit in this box. And then, holy shit, oh! Then you're dead. Some marine runs in, splats your face. I'm not sympathising with the demons. You know, they all deserve to die. I'm just trying to justify why that one was sitting in a box. Oh yeah, that was my last round, so I just fired it off into the air. Something I do, I don't know why, if I've got like 1 round left, I just, in manly macho fashion, fire it in the air, screaming out. Because actually that was quite intense. I wasn't expecting to fall into that teleporter, and suddenly I had Arachnotrons. Again, I didn't realise they would have appeared. It was so many years ago. Ah, this is lovely. That barrel doesn't want to explode. What a mess. I love it. I just love it. Like, it originally, if this was vanilla Doom, that room would have been alright. It would have been smashed up, but there'd just be the dead bodies on the floor. But Brutal Doom adds all this extra lovely, glorious lighting and splatting and explosions flying everywhere and broken objects. The trees can catch fire as well. And all the decals, or decals, I don't know how to pronounce that word. All the bullet holes, they all stay on the wall. At least I set it to about 4,000 before they start disappearing. Oh, forgot to put the texture on the back of the door there. That's because I was going back. Yeah, I'm going back for the... normally you wouldn't have seen that little texture issue there, but I was going back for the Megasphere. Which, knowing me, you're going to need it for the next level. Because it's going to be harder than this one. So if you're still watching this far in, well done. You're definitely a fan of Doom. I hope you're finding it interesting watching some levels I made before I even went to university to do video games design, and you know, many years before I was actually in the industry professionally. Nice big teleporter to end. That's another thing. I didn't make a consistent ending mechanism. There was always just some random thing. I think I started making these big teleporters towards the end, but I'm sure some people would have pressed a button or walked in somewhere and thought, I wasn't finished, and that was it, and level's over. So I should have level design tip there. Make sure you know that's going to end the level. I played a medieval recently, and I think there was one level where I finished, and I was like, I didn't expect that to be the end of the level. So I was a bit, you know, I didn't quick load. I just sucked it up, went on, had less health, less ammo, never mind. Right, little explanation then. So now you've gone into hell, and this is my version of hell. It's a pretty tough level. You kind of cling to this cliff, and you end up working your way around a few times. And good time to mention, I'm doing this without any cheats. So this is Brutal Doom on Ultra Violence. So all the extra enemies I added in, because you could add in extra enemies for the difficulty mode. So I think I only did 2 levels of difficulty, just sort of normal and Ultra Violence. But Ultra Violence was definitely the intended way to play it. Much more enemies and a little bit harsher on the health. But this level I really enjoyed making, because I kind of come home one day and just thought, what's the best way? Pain Elemental. If you see a Pain Elemental and you've got BFG rounds, you use them. Unless you're a sadist or something, you just love pain. So I just thought, yeah, I want to make something hellish. I've done the mechanical environments. Now I want to do go into hell. What should it look like? And this is what I came up with. Big menacing looking red brick glowing tower and sea of lava. Threat of falling into it. Enemies just... What I wanted here was just projectiles flying everywhere. As soon as you come around the corner, just projectiles. And there's a little slap in the face. You know, you've come all this way and now you get the invulnerability. Which actually helps in the next area, which you'll see why. It has a dual purpose, that thing. Gives you a bit of urgency as well, because you can only use it for so long. I'm just mopping up them Hell Knights. In we go. And that takes you up to the next level. So you're kind of back at the start, but 1 level up. So this also helps, you know, if you were just trying to run past everything. You got to do it twice. And then kind of a 3rd time as well. So you can't just run through my levels. That was kind of like one of the things I really wanted to make sure. And remember, I never had the internet when I made these. I would have loved to have put these up somewhere and got feedback during that day and time and age, but I didn't have the internet. And then by the time we did, I wasn't making these anymore and I completely forgot about them. And the big thing is I was imagining other people playing it and thinking, I want people not to be able to just run to the end. They have to fight their way to the end. So here we are in a very dark corridor. Now Brutal Doom gives you a torch. Which, to be honest, you really need, because it was pretty difficult. You do get a little bit of light coming in from those windows. So you can do it without the torch, and I did do it when I was making these. But seeing as Brutal Doom gives you the torch, I thought, you know what, this adds to the environment. It actually adds to the immersion. Because sure, you would have some kind of torch if you were going through these places. Doom 3 gave you a torch. Yeah, this was the tricky bit, because this was pitch black, and I did that on purpose. I wanted you to be scared when you went in here. And then we get the first mancubus. That guy gets me every time. I think even when I made it, I forgot that was there, and I always got a shock. I got a shock there when I played it. It's just so good. Stick a revenant behind a quick opening door. Brilliant. Now this room's a nightmare room because that door behind you closes and only opens if you press the button. And when you're fighting two of these guys with a double barrel shotgun, you're just not thinking about opening a door with a button. So you've got to really use your corners well. And you know, my health and armor are doing really well here. But I'll guarantee in the next level it really gets tricky for me. I'm down to very single digit health. Which again is good because the difficulty went up just nicely. So here, this again was all pitch black. You had to use the map to get through. It's supposed to add a bit of claustrophobia. You know, you're just outside in the big open hellish world, and I thought, well, coming inside shouldn't make you feel happier. So it's really claustrophobic. And this again was really hard. I think I used to just run down there with a chainsaw. I'm always expecting to teleport when I pick that up. I don't know why I put it on a teleporter symbol. Oh yeah, these crushers, I got the texture movement wrong way around. I don't know how this started happening. When I was making crushers, I always used to get it right until I started making these levels, and nice pool of blood. For some reason, whenever I made crushers, it just did it the wrong way around. So the wall that should have not changed its you know, position, that ended up staying the same, and then anyway, you saw it. And this is a tricky room as well. Those bars help out, stops him shooting you. So yeah, lovely fireplace there. I've seen that done a lot. I was probably one of the first to mod a fireplace with burning sticks placed down below. I'm going to say one of the first, I mean one of the first 1,000 modders who did that. Because everybody wants a fireplace. Somewhere in the level. So this is a secret, and then a secret within a secret. Which is just a health pack. But if you didn't pick up that mega armor, mega sphere, you definitely need it. Sometimes the video cuts out, but it's only like half a second, so you're not missing much. Oh, that's the demon strength room. So that's where you can start using rip and tear and actually ripping the demons apart. So you press this button, and then you can vaguely hear something in the distance moving. So you're kind of waiting, well, what now? And it's an arc file. And he's got to start resurrecting all those demons you've already killed. And of course, you've got to run all the way around, and you're kind of desperate to get there. Like, oh my god, he's gonna res everything. Although I might have got lucky. I think he only resed a few things. They normally start fighting with the Mancubus, but I got my arse kicked a bit there. Down to 33 health. Yeah, when you get blown up by an arc fire like that, it really gets your heart racing. Because it's mega damage, you're disorientated, you know he's already starting the next one. So it's a lovely enemy. All the enemies in Doom are just so well balanced. Which is why it's still so enjoyable to play. And that's what I'm talking about with the minigun, you can just keep blasting through them. So there's my big old teleporter, which ends the level. So now you're kind of familiar with that. And so I quite like that level. I'm really pleased with that one. This next one's probably my best one, structurally. It looks very neat. And again, as I said, I started understanding architecture a bit more. In fact, I wanted to be an architect. I did do all the subjects that would allow you to become an architect. But then I found, hey, you can architect 3D worlds now instead of the real one. So I decided to do that. So yeah, this level really gets you on your toes because you just, front and behind, you've got a lot of enemies. 4 Mancubus up high, firing all over the place. I'm amazed I didn't get hit by them if I didn't. Do. Time to go inside. Of course there's 3 Barons of Hell. This is ultra violence. Can you imagine if they were standing there just whispering to each other like, hey, Phil, he's coming. Alright, Dave. We'll jump him. We'll wait till he opens that door and we'll jump him. And then, I don't know, Steve, who's standing next to him, says, Phil, Dave, you know, we only walk like 2 miles per hour. We can't jump anything. Isn't this brutal, dude? Don't we have like extra attacks? Why not jump on this guy? Well, you can fire 3 fireballs at once now. Okay then. Oh shit, he's opened the door. Get him! Again, I blame the heat for my ramblings. But yeah, I got hit by the R-file. I kind of lose my shit here because I'm down to 10 health and in a bit of a hole. So I'm kind of fighting for my life here. Luckily I kept the angles right. This guy won't die. And I'm worried if I take him on I'm going to get hit from up top, so I just go mental on these guys. So my heart's pounding here because one thing I really don't want to do is die on this level for this special video, because that'd be super lame. I want to get through all of this little story of levels I've made without dying once. Because, you know, I got good many years ago. I can't possibly let myself down. So if you haven't guessed, this is my take on some kind of evil church / cathedral. Sorry about the jump in the video there. I just go through the teleporter and there's some arachnotrons, so I just blow them away with the BFG. So this room, I guess I went to visit some kind of big cathedral somewhere, I don't know. Maybe Durham Cathedral, and I just got an idea of, hey, I should make something that looks like something like that. Again, I just came home and thought, I want to make that thing I saw. That's how pretty much all my levels were made. And that roof structure as well, I was starting to just experiment with iron beams and things like that. So if I kept it up, I would have started making some really neat levels with real structure to them. But I figured I'd spent too many hours sitting in front of a computer when it was a nice day outside. So here we get the blue key, and you're thinking, great, cyber demons. It's alright, they're over there. Nope, they've teleported. You might be thinking, there were 2 cyber demons, where's the other one? Again, if you try and nick that blue key and then run away, he'll just teleport right in front of you. And I wish I could have, again, like I said, I wish I could have released these in 1999, 98 when I made them, just to see how people would have found them. Because I know there was a lot of crap levels made back then. A lot of just garbage. I mean, people were just finding their feet, of course, but I did put a lot of effort into mine, and who knows? A lot of those early level designers ended up working at id. Well, I say a lot, a couple. You definitely get your name known in the video games industry in those days if you made some good levels. And you should see what people are making now. Like, my word. The levels people make now in Doom are stunning. They're as good as anything, almost as good as anything you can make in a proper 3D engine. Very intricate, very... You know, they're making all new textures and... By the way, I'm just showing my elite skills by taking on the Cyber Demon with a rocket launcher. And in Brutal Doom, he's varied up the angle of shots the Cyber Demons use, so you can't just slightly move left and right. He actually fires in different directions as well as straight at you, which was a good move. Another good gameplay addition. Again, go play Brutal Doom, download it, use GZ Doom or something else to get mouse look, and it makes the game feel so fresh. And I think that's pretty much it for the level. This is just the little exit. And by this point, I was thinking, I've done it, I've finished it. I'll upload this to everyone. Finish off the last ones with a chainsaw. Lovely chainsaw, really nice. And I actually kill that as I fall into the exit. And I thought I was done, so I was just about to stand up, go for a walk. And then I realised, hang on a minute, there's another level. So I completely forgot about this level. And it's a real nutbuster, this one. I didn't know where to run. I was thinking, right, I'm getting shot from everywhere. I've only got 36 health. And there's a big spider boss. So I found some refuge here. And yeah, I do get my ass handed to me a couple of times, so bear with me. BFG'd myself. Death number 2. I think it's a couple more and then I figure out what to do. It's those bloody chain gunners who get me. Once you get rid of them, all's fine. Yeah, when you're making levels in Doom, you've really got to think about the amount of ammo you give give to the player. So another death. So I found in the original Doom, you always had just surplus of shotgun shells all the time, and I tried to counteract that by thinking, well, if you're gonna have a surplus of anything, let's make it plasma rifle and BFG. So I think in one of the levels I was quite liberal with how much you get. So you can carry that over for as long as you like, and it comes in real handy for this kind of situation. And of course each level you've got a pistol start, and it's got to be completable with a pistol start. And I was pretty mindful of that. I that death there really got me by surprise. It's a homing missile from a Revenant. He fired it and I didn't notice it. Again, it's dark. It's a hard level. There it is, there's the homing missile. So yeah, like, down to 6 health there. I almost get killed by that guy as well. So each level you can pistol start, so you should be able to get each weapon at some point and have enough ammo just in each level to be able to kill everything, or at least kill what you need to. So if there's some enemies you could run past maybe towards the end, then yeah, you could run out of ammo then. And all that is, it just heightens the tension. Makes you look after each shot. So when you get Doom Eternal, pretty much giving you infinite ammo. Oh well, infinite skimpy ammo. So you've always got ammo, but always not quite enough ammo. I was a little disappointed. Doom Eternal is a wonderful game. Don't get me wrong. It is a wonderful game. They tried something new. But the way they described leaning into the things, people really enjoyed. I really feel they leaned into the glory killing a bit too much. I really liked having levels that you kind of got to plan out in advance. And it also almost becomes like a puzzle. So they changed the puzzle in Doom to be what ammo you're going to get and which enemies you're going to confront, to being you'll always have all the ammo, you've just got to manage it all, you know, the right way around now. So it became a puzzle of almost like Pokemon, you know, use the right gun on the right enemy. There's a mod you can make. Doom Pokemon Eternal. Get your evil Pikachus and Charmanders out. Oh, actually no, I just thought of Glory killing a Pikachu with a chainsaw there. That's not a good image. No, I think you'd upset too many kids with that. And man-childs. Big respect to the man-childs, by the way. Don't ever grow up. Growing up sucks. Sometimes. So here we have something spooky. Like, what is that? It wasn't a teleporter. So it's not for letting you go somewhere, maybe it's for bringing something in. Who knows? So these halls are pretty much the last bit of level design I would have done in Doom then, because I'm pretty sure after this you get to go outside and finish the level. So these halls were, I think, just inspired by the old school shooters. I probably played Wolfenstein in between and just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do some basic hallways, basic box rooms, like a dungeon. Make it look really foreboding, really hellish. Secret, hey! Because it's different. It's a different image to the other ones. That's how you know it's a secret. So yeah, that's the trap. So you walk in there and all these doors, all these walls collapse and there's demons behind them. And behind me as well, and I forgot about them. Score 1 for 13-year-old me again. I was his only customer. So just when I think the danger's over, I somehow get frustrated and I'm down to like 8 health there. I don't know why I didn't avoid that shot. Maybe my hands were getting slippery with sweat. And that's the thing with Doom, these original Dooms. I got like that really intense feeling of oh my god. But with Doom Eternal, and I'm not picking on Doom Eternal, I'm just referencing it as the latest progression in this series and FPSs in general. Yes, it's intense, but in a different way. It's intense in a kind of almost academic way. Like your thought process is going through the roof. Like in this, it's tense because you're kind of fearing. It's the fear of being killed and loot. I'm going to start from the start, or even just going back to your quick save. But in Doom Eternal, it's like a sport. Like you're constantly thinking of lots of different things at the same time. And honestly, my mind was really churning, and it did give me a few headaches. You know, Doom, these original Dooms never give me headaches. It's always processing, how can I kill things fast? But there's not much else to it, whereas in Doom Eternal, you're processing, okay, I've got this much ammo for that, and I'm going to have to move to this gun for that, and this gun to that. You can never just relax and say, right, I'm going to just sit back with a minigun and blow the nonsense out of these fellas. Sip a cup of tea as I do it, you know? It's just intense all the time, so I feel like it's a different beast altogether. Smack. Yeah, I was saying about enemies you can run away from, so I am running out of ammo here. And I figure, you know what? There's a lot of enemies there, let's just leave them there. See if we can finish the level. I do like this map. It's definitely inspired by something, those pillars going around somewhere. I would have, again, seen something and thought that'll look good in the game. Maybe some big office building. Oh yeah, this is the exit. That wall comes down so you can now jump over. It wasn't there originally. Oh yeah, this bit. So again, I forgot this was here. I just played this and I've still forgotten. Oh, I love it so much. I hope anyone who's watching this far just watches that and just thinks, yep, that is why I play first-person shooters. Just put 2 barrels of a gun in the back of a demon, bang. Maybe it represents releasing some kind of real-life strains. So this area is nasty. Lots of lost souls spawning in. I try to run away, and guess what? I thought of that. 13-year-old me saying, no, you ain't running back in here. Here's some bullet sponges to hold you in place. And I panicked there as well. I ran out of plasma, and I had to press number 3 to get me shotgun out. That's another thing. I did learn to use the numbers again on the keyboard. And it is so much better using a number to pick your weapon. I've got so used to using scroll wheels on PC first-person shooters now. And, you know, scroll wheels are useful. You can quickly flick to a gun, but Doom kind of is better for it if you just learn the numbers. 3 is the shotgun, 5 is your rocket launcher. You know how to jump to them immediately, rather than using slow-mo time or flicking up and down and flicking past it on a scroll wheel. Again, me crushes, textures the wrong way around. I remember, even 20 years ago, I wanted to change those, and I rebuilt them, and it still happened, and I was like, ugh, what? So I couldn't be bothered. That ending is supposed to be you dying, so once your health gets to 0, it's supposed to set off that end of level trigger. I couldn't get it to work, so it's stuck on one health, I don't know why. So here I just level skip to the next level, which I'll show you in a minute. Right, so we're level skipping to the last part. So this is the concluding part of my little story. So the idea is you get killed, sort of, or sent to hell, I don't know, sent further into hell, and then you emerge here. I don't know why there's no rocket launcher ammo, but you definitely need rocket launcher ammo, so quick ID KFA. And this is like the end boss room. Let's see if we can figure out what I tried to do. So basically, John Romero's head stick is down there in the middle of that red square. And the only way you can hit it is by hitting those panels on the top. And the way you do that is by firing the rocket launcher at these lost souls at the right angle, so that it would fly up, miss the lost soul, and then hit the panel. And it was absolutely ridiculously hard. Really was. I think I only managed to do it once with invincibility on, and it took about 5 minutes. So probably that was just an experiment. And then this last bit was just me going mental and just putting something ridiculous in as a kind of last final charge into the core of some horrible looking thing. Yeah, just an ugly level, just very quick, hit the button, done. So that's it. You've had my insights into 13 years old me and my level designing, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the Brutal Doom Gold release weapons, because I do believe they're some of the best, at least the best modded weapons I've played with in any first-person shooter. So definitely give it a try. See you later.
Wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good for you. Happy Halloween.
Please consider supporting on Patreon. I love it!